Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. Here we are, Champions League semi-final night, Man City against Real Madrid. It's the big stage. I wish Manchester United were there. I don't know why I have to mention that. I do, obviously. I'm sure Tranmere Rovers fans wish they were there. They've probably got about as much chance as us. But it is a big night in the Champions League. I can't help it. I do get very excited about this tournament, even though United are very rarely in it at this point. But it's the Champions League. You feel like the summer is on the horizon, and biggest tournament in club football. And I'm very excited about it. I hope you are as well. We've got Liverpool Villarreal tomorrow. Will we get an all-English final? Will we get an all-Spanish final? Will we get a bit of both? We will wait and see. We will get one of those three scenarios. I think looking at the odds, Man City and Liverpool will be the favourites in both ties. But I think in both ties, I've looked at Man City recently. I think there's not a vulnerability, but I think you can get at them and you can stop them scoring 3 or 4 goals. So I don't feel the tie's ever out of reach. But obviously, Man City are capable of scoring a lot of goals. Real Madrid, look, Chelsea were very, very, very unfortunate in the Bernabeu when that game was done. That was the perfect game from Chelsea. They needed to be 3-0 up. They're 3-0 up with 10 minutes to go, and Modric, I don't feel bad for Chelsea about that because that's Modric. That's what world-class talents do. But he had to do that. And if he tried that 10 times, he wouldn't do it every time. Fantastic finish by Rodrigo, wasn't it? And they get back in the game. I would like Real Madrid to win this because I'm a Manchester United fan. I don't want Man City to win anything. But I do think Man City will come through. Whether this is going to be their year or not, Man City Liverpool for me is the nightmare scenario, but I do think it will happen. Don't ask me the question who I'd want to win between Liverpool and Man City. I don't know. I suppose it would probably be Man City, but then, Man City can't do a treble either. But for me, Villarreal, Real Madrid, please do something. I mean, it'd be fantastic for La Liga to do it. I really think they'd be massively ahead of target to win the Champions League, and have no doubts about it. I think La Liga is really excelled. I remember doing PSG Real Madrid in the last 16, and there was a very, very real scenario where Villarreal could have been knocked out by Juventus. Obviously, Real Madrid could have been knocked out by PSG, and Atletico Madrid were playing Man United. So, well, all right then. There was always a chance one was going to make the quarterfinals, but no. But they could have ended up in a scenario where they didn't have anybody in the quarterfinals, La Liga, and now they've got 2 in the semi-finals. So they're definitely. You look at the activity that Barcelona want to do in the summer, and certainly Real Madrid want to do in the summer. They're never going to go away for long, Real Madrid and Barcelona. But I think that they have overachieved and. They've done so well, Real Madrid. PSG, they were down and out at the Bernabeu. They did it. Stamford Bridge in the quarterfinals, they deserved to win, and then they found that momentum to come back. Is this a step too far for them? They will be the underdogs, but they'll take great confidence from that. And you know what as well? I think Benzema has to be the favourite to win the Ballon d'Or, and tonight is an opportunity for him to show why. Get Moises Caicedo midfield, Piero and Gonzalo right wings as the hangout. Okay, Modric versus Kevin De Bruyne, says Phoenix of Colorado. Well, I'm going to do a little poll for you as well. We call it the results poll. You can go for a Man City, and that's just for the first leg. We're not talking about second legs. We're talking about for tonight. So smash a like on the video and get involved. We'll be with you right the way until full time. The same again tomorrow night with Liverpool Villarreal. And then, as if it's being done on purpose, Man United are playing on Thursday night. Got to get used to that for next year, I suppose. Potentially, we might not even be playing on Thursday night. I think Man City. I think City will win this. Yeah, I mean we've not done the team news actually. I'm talking about results. We've not done the team news, which will be interesting. Both teams are likely to shock us with a bit of team news. So John Stones is playing at right back. Kyle Walker's not fit. I think that makes a big difference to Man City, by the way. People think I'm being offensive when I say that Kyle Walker without pace would be playing for Leyton Orient. Look, pace is important. It's very important. Pace is a stat on a FIFA card. It's something that a manager takes into consideration. And certainly when Kyle Walker's in that back four, And Southgate even plays him at centre-back. It's recovery pace. You're never going to get done with that ball over the top when you've got Kyle Walker on your team. Does that make them more vulnerable tonight? Ederson in goal. Stones at right-back. Diaz is back at centre-back with Laporte and Zinchenko. De Bruyne, Rodri and Bernardo Silva in the midfield, not Gundogan. And then Mahrez, Jesus and Foden. Obviously, I never thought Grealish would be starting. So, £100 million signing on the bench again, when it matters. Real Madrid, Courtois, Carvajal, Militao, Alaba and Mendy, their best back four, I would say. Valverde, Kroos and Modric in the midfield. Rodrigo, Benzema and Vinicius Jr. as their front three. Casemiro on the bench. And obviously, they've gone with Rodrigo in the front three as well. I think last time they used Asensio. Obviously, Camavinga's been decent off the bench. Ceballos, remember him from Arsenal? He's on the bench as well. Isco, Bale, Casemiro, as I've mentioned, Marcelo, Asensio, Nacho. So, look, benches will be interesting. You can make 5 subs, can't you, as well? So, yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting. It's hard to say what a good result and a bad result is. I think in a semi-final, I think back to United playing Barcelona back in 2008. Casemiro's not fully fit, says Mukta. Okay. I look back to Manchester United playing Barcelona in the semi-final in 2008, and that game was basically decided by a Paul Scholes goal at Old Trafford in the second leg, and it was tighter than an ant's arse. It was really, really tight, and what I mean by that is ants have got small arses. I'm not saying test it out. That would be antist, which we don't want to see. But the reality is that, yeah, I don't think you go into a game like this and say, let's get a draw. Let's keep it tight. That's why away goals have been gotten rid of. We saw Chelsea play at Real Madrid play at Chelsea and beat them 3-1. If we had away goals, I don't think they would have played like that. So I think it's really important that you just play the occasion, you play the game, and if you win 2-0, it's not over in the second leg, but you've got an advantage. So you know, I think go for it. Go for it. That's what I would say. Don't go for it in the sense that, you know, you leave yourself wide open. But I think Real Madrid have got to have a go here because Man City will be more than capable of going to the Bernabeu and having a go, which is what they did, which is what Chelsea did. So you've got to have a go. Hi Mark, can I get a shout out? City all the way, says the football guy. There you go, you've had your shout out. Real Madrid are actually getting quite a lot of votes to win this game. It's probably because Man City don't have many fans, but I think realistically, I'd say Man City are favourites to win this. Hi Goldie, have you been keeping up with the Johnny Depp case? Says Jack. No, not really. I haven't really took any interest in it. You know, sometimes you just got to be honest. So I can't really give any comments on that. Madrid, seriously, no way people think they can beat City, says Dave. I think it's going to be very interesting to see, to be honest. Yeah. I enjoyed the United Stand video. Yeah, it was nice to do something a bit different, Matt. Shorter content. I quite enjoyed it. You know, bish bash bosh. That's what she said. Who are you supporting? She didn't enjoy it. But yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to this game, and it should be a good one. Bradley, we won't be chatting again. And 1-1 all day, says David Cron. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. We've had another one come in from Marketing James. He says, Mark, in team management, go on tactics and set your width and depth to at least 65 to get up the pitch more, says Marketing James. He's talking about FIFA. I wonder what he was on about then. He's talking about FIFA. When's my announcement? May. Got some exciting things happening in May and some sad things happening in May. That's all I can say. Benzema hat-trick tonight. I'd be surprised, Rishav, but you never know with Benzema. I mean, that hat-trick he scored at the bridge, the Stamford Bridge, was amazing. Vinny's going to pocket Stones. Vinicius Jr. I mean, all I can say about Real Madrid is that they actually genuinely have shocked me getting this far. It can't be by chance. It can't be by fluke. PSG got done. Chelsea got done. You don't do two teams like that over. And remember, it's not a one-off game. They did it over. PSG and Chelsea can't moan. They had 180 minutes to get the job done, and they didn't. So Madrid have shown ability. I suppose the lesson to Man City is you've got to put Real Madrid to bed. If PSG had put Real Madrid to bed, would they be able to come back? If Chelsea had put Real Madrid to bed, would they have been able to come back? It's hard to judge Chelsea because what more can you do than be 3-0 up against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu? But they lost that tie at Stamford Bridge, didn't they? Hi Mark, do you think United will win on Thursday, says Leroy. Well, I've done my preview on the United stand. I think they certainly need to get a positive result, but with United, you're probably better off betting that we won't. Mark, now that we get Europa League, even if we finish 6th, would you rather that or miss on European football completely to give Erik Ten Hag a fresh start, says Grozza. But you do realise if you finish 7th, you're going into the Conference League. I don't really understand any United fan or any fan who would rather finish 7th than 6th or even 8th, because beggars can't be choosers. And the Europa League, look at West Ham. If West Ham win the Europa League, they're in the Champions League. They've got no chance of getting in the top 4, but they'll be in the Champions League. So I don't know why people don't... I don't want to be in the Europa League. I want to be in the Champions League. But next season, we're going to be in the Europa League or nothing. I'd rather be in the Europa League. As for it gives Erik Ten Hag the best chance, says who? Who's ever coached before? Says who? You're telling me a manager coming into a squad that's broken would rather have all week with them training than playing a couple of games a week where he can try different things out? What does Rangnick keep saying about Rashford? He's been brilliant in training all week and then he's crap in the game. Training superstars ain't the same as match day superstars. I'd rather have more match days because I can try more things out against competitive people rather than doing it in training where people are playing at 80% because they don't want to get injured or they all know each other and they're all mates with a smile on their face. No, more games are better, and I think Rangnick would agree. What these disruptive players at United don't realise is that they're damaging their own careers. Look what happened to Balotelli, says Bradley. Yeah, they are. And I've done that one as well. Make sure you smash a like on the video. We are about 5 minutes away from the start of this match. Man City against Real Madrid at the Etihad. I actually thought the first leg was at the Bernabeu. What's the first leg for the Liverpool game? Is that at Anfield then, or is that actually at Villarreal? BT Sport 2, I've got it on. Was a brilliant video you released at 7 marks as Condiment. Oh, thanks, pal. I never get feedback on videos. I'm starting to wonder now whether I should do more shorter videos than long live content comments, because I've had loads of people saying I really liked the video. It was right, punchy, to the point. You got through the topics instead of wandering off on a tangent, which is what happens when you're live. More tournaments to compete in, the better. Simple, says Tiny. Yes, I agree. I think if you're trying to implement a new style of play, the best way to do it is against competitive opposition. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We are on the road to 660,000. I'm getting a bit scared about when we hit 666. I'm a bit superstitious, but we're not quite there yet. But we are very close to 660,000. In fact, we're only 10 subscribers away from 659,000. So please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Get involved. We've got tonight... I can tell you about the week ahead, actually. Last weekend was busy. We had the Tyson Fury fight. We had the F1. We did we do a football match? Yeah, we did. We did Liverpool-Everton as well, didn't we? So we do this week we're doing this, which is Man City against... Actually, we're not. I'm bantering you. I just thought I'd stay live until 2 minutes before kickoff and then piss off. I'm not really doing a watch-along. Jog on. I am really. Tomorrow night, we're going to do Liverpool versus Villarreal. Thursday night, I'll be on United stand for Chelsea game. And United. And then Saturday lunchtime, Newcastle-Liverpool at St James's Park. I think that might be a difficult game for Liverpool. I think I'm not going to do every Liverpool and Man City game, but I'm going to try and do the games where I think that could be a title-deciding slip-up. And I think Newcastle-Liverpool, Saturday lunchtime, I'd put Liverpool as favourites, but with them playing Villarreal on Wednesday night and then having to play Saturday lunchtime, I've always said Wednesday night to Saturday lunchtime is a very quick turnaround, and Newcastle are in form. I think that might be a difficult game for Liverpool, so I'm going to do a watch-along for that on Saturday as well. Right, let's have a look at some of these super chants. Looking proper fit tonight, says somebody. You must have a glasses fetish, because I didn't even know I had them on until a few minutes ago. But thanks, A. And also, the Europa League is an extra chance for the Champions League, says Jack Reed. It is. It is. I don't understand. I think some United fans are just pissed off with the team, which I am as well. But I think they're just like, I don't want to be in the Europa League. I'd rather be in nothing. But I think that's just... I think with a bit of time to calm down through the summer, I think people will appreciate it if we are in it, because it's another opportunity to get into the Champions League. Our chances of winning the Europa League might be bigger than being in the than getting top 4 next season. But remember, whoever finishes 5th will be in the Europa League as well. So it'll be, if United finish 6th, either Spurs or Arsenal will be in the Europa League as well. So it'll be competitive and interesting, definitely. let's have a look at the poll. 43% say City are going to win, 13% say a draw, and 44% have gone with a Real Madrid win. So we'll end the poll there, just so we know. I can't believe more people have gone with the Real Madrid win. I think it's hope rather than prediction, but we will see. Prenshaw says, do you think City will miss Walker's pace against Vinny? Yes, I do. I spoke about that straight away. I repeat myself again, but I always say Kyle Walker's a Leyton Orient right back with pace, and but there's nothing wrong with having pace. It is actually an asset. It is actually a trait, or whatever they call it, a skill, and he's bloody fast. And the amount of times I've seen teams looking for that angled ball in behind the centre backs of Man City, and then Kyle Walker's just there every time. He's ridiculously fast, so it does potentially weaken them. John Stones isn't a right back. Mark, have you done your Premier League team of the season? Says H plays football. Is it not a little bit early to do that? Let's do that at half time. Let's do that at half time together. Prem team of the season. I like that. I mean, it is still a little bit so far, but I don't think a lot of those things will be done. Aguero's doing a watch-along as well, Mark, says KD. And why are United taking so long with Mitchell opinions, says Mean Mustard. I don't care who does a watch-along. We're the best. Our community's the best, and we're the best. Everyone else is just a faker. You know, Britain's got talent. Don't know what that means, but I say it a lot all the time. You know when you say something to people and it just throws them completely? I did it today. Was having dinner, and I said, my daughter said, have we got any, can I have any bread with it? And I went, we haven't got any. She went, that's ridiculous. And I went, Britain's got talent. She just was like, didn't know what I was on about. It makes no sense. What's your opinion on Burnley sacking Sean Dyche, says TGS? I was very sad about it. You know. I'm very sad about it, but you know what? I've had time in the garden, and it's been a bit sunny out. I have to put lots of sun cream on with my complexion, but you know, daffodils are my friend now. I used to have Wood and Tarkovsky. I've now got Dave the Daffodil and Tracy the Tulip, and we have a big chat every day. I'll be back. Don't worry about that. I'll be back. Who do you think's going to win? I do think Man City's going to win. Yeah, I do think Man City's going to win, you know. Hi, Mark. Jesus to Arsenal. What do you think? I actually thought you meant the real Jesus there. Knowing how arrogant Arsenal fans are, they probably think that they can get Jesus to take over their team and lead them to the Champions League. You mean Jesus, the Man City player? I don't know what his contract. I don't know why Jesus is linked to Arsenal. I don't know why. Is he out of contract? Pep, I don't think will want to get rid of him. Even if you bring Erling Haaland in, Jesus is a useless player. He's a useful player to keep. I don't think Pep Guardiola is really the sort of manager that's in the habit of getting rid of players that are used to him. Can you do the Champions League Immortals team BT have running, says E. O'Regan. How does that work then? Give me the link and I'll have a look at that. Don't mind having a look at that. Mark, I sent you a DM on Twitter. Please can you reply to it, says Nathan Harper. Probably not. Oh no, you are there. Yeah, you can do. You can do, Nathan. I don't know whether that's... I think the best email is that'sfootballmedia@gmail.com, actually. I don't even know that email address. Anyway, we started the game here. Thanks, Nathan. Yeah, I've got your DM. That'sfootballmedia@gmail.com, I think, is the best one to send it to. It might find me on the other one. The clock is running. I've just not put it up. I'm a wind-up merchant. So we're up and running. A minute's gone here. This is it. This is what we're here for. Exciting. How much of the ball... I mean, I've got to say, I'm not happy about the kits. No, I'm not happy. I'm not happy about the kits. Would you agree Rodri is the Spanish Carrick? I do love Rodri, Bob Willis. I think he's fantastic, and obviously I loved Carrick. But, yeah, I'm not happy about the kits. Real Madrid should be playing in black. Have they not got a black kit? I don't like dark blue against light blue. I realise you can't do white against light blue. But, oh my God, Mahrez. Skipping in and out. This should be 1-0. It is! I told you! I saw it coming a mile off. Kevin De Bruyne. 1-0 City already. That's a bloody nightmare of a start. And as soon as Mahrez slips through, cuts through a few players, Makes it 1-0 to City already. And that's a nightmare start for Real Madrid. Absolute nightmare start. It's a cracking goal for City. You can't deny it. Mahrez. I love Mahrez. I think he's a fantastically underrated player. And he skips past a few. Whips a cross in. De Bruyne is there to head it home. But it all comes from Mahrez. Look at him. He's hugging the touchline. There's 4 Real Madrid players. He takes them all out the game. Then he whips a cross in. A lovely timed run by De Bruyne. And nobody's gone with the run of De Bruyne. That is a training ground peak exercise, that is. It's absolutely fantastic. The header by De Bruyne, the skill by Mahrez. You can't argue with it. That's Champions League quality scoring there. There's nothing lucky about that. There's no deflection. There's no mistake. It's just pure quality. And Modric looks a little bit bewildered, but it's probably the same sort of goal that Chelsea conceded. Mark, why can't United and other European clubs look out of Europe and in the Middle East? I might sound biased, but we have got so many talented players, says AMK. There you go. Well, we've got a lucky goal, apparently, says somebody in the chat there. We've got a dream start for City, a nightmare start for Real Madrid. And the thing that Pep's going to love about this game is it's going to open it up. Because Madrid may have been thinking about, I mean, to be honest, it's great from the neutrals' perspective because it just gets the game going. Real Madrid have got to have a go now. Whether they were going to sit back or not, I don't know. Kevin De Bruyne trying to take Militao on for pace. He's got no chance. For the neutral, I'm not a neutral. I want City to lose, yeah. I'm not a neutral. But I'm just saying I think it opens up the game. Favourite football film, Mark? Make Bassett for me, says Joe Barron. Well, it ain't Bend It Like Beckham. That's Bend It Like a Load of Shit. What a rubbish film that is. Escape to Victory I liked as a kid. Pele. Overhead kick. During the war. The thing I like about Escape to Victory is not only is the football absolutely shite, but it does have political ramifications around its depiction of Nazi Germany. For me, it's up there with Schindler's List for impact. But no, I did quite like Escape to Victory. Very old film. I've not watched it for years. It was a class goal by City. It really was. Fair play to them. Fair play. Right. 1 minute. All the stars and the sun. Mahrez is too good. How many times have I been on this channel, Danny? You might not have been here. I've been on about Mahrez for years. Years and years. He's massively underrated. He really is. The Damned United on a level, Mandy. The Damned United is probably the best football film. Oh, Real Madrid, wrong pass. Benzema! Rodrigo! Oh, he should have dived. Well, the game's opening up quite nicely here. It's got a good feel to it now. Lovely play by De Bruyne. Real Madrid need to be careful. And he's found Jesus, who's lost it. It's a really good... This is going to play into Man City's hands, though. The game's open. It's opening up. Here's Vinicius Jr. down the left-hand side. He needs some help. Great play by Bernardo Silva. It's really opening up this game. I'll be surprised if Real don't score today, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. I hope they do. I hope they do. There's a lot of space out there. We've only had 6 minutes. Feels like a lot longer. Does anybody give Villarreal any chance? Villarreal are a different team to Real Madrid. quite literally. One wears yellow and one wears white. But they are a very different type of team. Villarreal, their whole game is dependent on not conceding goals, really. So, yeah, it's it'll be very interesting to see tomorrow night. But Liverpool, a team that likes to score lots of goals, against the Villarreal team that doesn't like to concede and doesn't score many goals. I think it makes it rather interesting. All the stars with the stars and spotlights. I've got to stop singing that song. So, thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Come on, feel the noise. We'll get wild, 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 says Liam Gallagher. So you think my singing's out of time? Well, it makes me money, and I don't know why. So, cracking Oasis song that. I mean, it's a cover of Slade, but they did do some good covers. I'll tell you what I like, Round Our Way. Round Our Way. Oasis wrote so many good songs. Mark, do you think Ward-Prowse should be going to the World Cup? Steve-O, I need to do a little bit more research on who should be going to the World Cup. Why, as a United fan base, did we not push for Mahrez while he was at Leicester? We needed a right winger for the longest time, says Robble. Because we're crap at recruiting, mate. We're absolutely crap at recruiting. Players United were linked to but didn't get, but went to Liverpool and Man City. Mane, Van Dijk, Fabinho, Firmino, Thiago. So there's 4 or 5 decent players that Liverpool got that United were linked to. Players that went to City that United were linked to. Mahrez, Jesus, Sane, Gundogan. Strongly linked to. I mean, I've been doing United Stand for 7 years, so bloody most transfer stories we end up talking about. Sane was linked to us. Jesus was linked to us. Gundogan was linked to us. Mahrez was linked to us. I don't think Laporte ever really was. Cancelo was linked to us. I mean, Grealish was linked to us, to be fair, but he's not starting. Stones, not really. Ruben Diaz was linked to us. When Mourinho was in charge, Ruben Diaz as well. So, Man City have recruited fantastically well. Liverpool have recruited fantastically well. But there's not been many Man City and Liverpool players that we weren't linked to ourselves. So it's just fantastic recruitment and poor recruiting from Manchester United. But Ruben Diaz was strongly linked to us under Mourinho. I remember vividly we were quite close to him. Fabinho from Liverpool, definitely Sane when he was in Germany. So Alvarez, who's not really at City yet, but yeah, Haaland if he goes to City. So it's not, the problem isn't being, and when I say linked to them, I mean genuinely we were considering it. But United's recruitment's been shit. As I said, United have spent over £1 billion in the last 9 years. Give me that billion back. If I put £1 billion in the bank, I at least want £1 billion back. Can you get me £1 billion back from what United have spent? You won't even get 500 million. You're not going to get me 50 million back for Wan-Bissaka. You're not going to get me 80 million pounds back for Harry Maguire. I'm getting nothing back for 90 million on Pogba. Getting nothing from fucking Sanchez. 2-0. They've scored again, Man City. Terrible. This is a shit game of football. Absolutely terrible. Real Madrid are getting absolutely done. It's too easy. This is the fear that everybody had. 2-0, too easy. It's crap. They're playing absolutely shit. I don't know what the plan was with Real Madrid, but this is embarrassing for them. Really embarrassing. Jesus has just spun him. Foden gets it on the left-hand side. Weak defending from Militao, who's out of position as well. De Bruyne with the cross. Jesus. Alaba. Shocking defending by Alaba. Jesus turns him and taps it in. It's 2-0. That's not going to not be a goal. And Real Madrid are in all sorts of trouble here. Through their own fault. Defending like a bunch of prats. Is that game over? Well, 2-0 is never game over, but giving Man City a 2-0 lead in the first 10 minutes when they're the firm favourites. I mean, it's frustrating to watch as a United fan. Him on his pretend phone. It's not fucking real, mate. It's your hand. You've been doing it for 5 years. No one's going to pick up. Get a new celebration. O2's not going to sponsor you. But on a serious note, this is just shambolic from Real Madrid. They're playing wide open against the Man City side that love it when teams play wide open. And they don't seem to have anything on the attack. Man City just look absolutely solid. This tie could be over. If Man City score again, which they look like they will, 3-0, I can't see a way back. And Real Madrid look like they're playing on the very edge here. Mark, I've seen multiple reports the last few days, most recently Rob Dawson saying United are only planning for signing 3 players. Anything else would be an extra, says the Real G. Mate, but Rob Dawson got outed yesterday, didn't he, by Romano, because he also said 130 million for Nunez, which is bullshit. There's a lot of dodgy stories floating around at the moment, and I wouldn't trust anybody too much, because it's Eric Ten. It's like that Spence story this morning. Man United haven't, and Ten Hag's not even sat down with United yet and said what positions he wants. So, yeah. David says, I'm loving your tears. Come on, City, winning the Champions League. David, I don't really do tears about rivals, to be honest. I haven't really done that for many years. You've got to think your team's relevant to do tears. I just am in a constant state of acceptance. And I just find myself watching a game of football and going, fair play. I don't like it. I really don't. But you can't argue with it. Thanks for the super chat anyway. This is the state of Spanish football. Our top 2 teams are miles ahead of their top 2 teams. No contest, says Nick P. You know what? I normally would say that, Nick, but I really, really had hoped that La Liga would stand up to Liverpool and Man City, but I don't think they will. Saeed says, hope you're well. If City's in the final, Oasis is defo singing there. Shame we're not as good as them. I don't know who I predicted for the Champions League. I know I predicted Man City would win the league. I think for the Champions League, I did say Man City, but I got the feeling I said 2 teams. Maybe I said Man City and Liverpool, but I definitely said I think this could be Man City's year. I'm just glad Liverpool knocked them out of the FA Cup. They can't do the treble. Imagine if Man City were in the FA Cup final. I'd really be thinking, shit, they might do the treble, because I do think they'll win the league. I mean, to be honest, Champions League final, Liverpool, Man City, I just don't know which way you go. I really don't. I don't know which way you go. I did say, you're right, actually I did say Man United. I said Man City or I said Man United or PSG, didn't I? Oh dear. Both out in the last 16. What a takedown by Foden. What a cross by Foden. Fucking hell, this is a nightmare. You know what? We'll be doing our favourite packet of crisps halfway through this half. Real Madrid are a joke. An absolute shambles. Now, what you've got to say about Real Madrid is they look a joke and then they find a way back. But I don't know. I don't know about this. United should take the Liverpool model as example. Michael Edwards was the key. Completely changed the vision of their board. Mitchell is the key for our future, says Dan. Thanks for the super chat there. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved on That's Football. What a takedown by Foden. What a horrible face by Foden. He just went like this. But... you know, he's playing football. The reality is that he definitely gets his eyebrows plucked, by the way. You don't know how I know that? He wears makeup as well, I reckon. Nothing wrong with it. I can tell by the wife. Not his wife. My wife has her eyebrows plucked and they look like that. But maybe he doesn't. Maybe they're just natural. But I think with regards to this game, Man City, he does have his eyebrows done. He's even got the little dash in there as well. But yeah, I think in relation to this, if it was a Man City Liverpool final, I don't know. I really don't know. The thing is, you could say, I don't want Liverpool to win it. Liverpool have won. I've seen Liverpool win the Champions League. How many times have Liverpool won the Champions League in my life already? 2, isn't it? 05 and a couple of years ago. So I've seen Liverpool win the Champions League, so it's not really something that I'd be like, oh my God. But do you want Man City to win it for the first time? It's a horrible thing, isn't it? It is a horrible thing. Have I met Stephen Tries? I feel like I have, but actually I'm not so sure. Is Vinicius Junior? He's in the box. Terrible, absolutely terrible. He's got a corner, but should have done a little bit better there. 1 minute. I'm just gonna sort something out that's really bugging me. $18 minutes gone. It feels like we've been playing for ages. City are so good, says Hakeem. I fancy City to score the next goal, and if they do, I mean, I think there's a viable case to say the game's over anyway, but I think if they get the next one, it's definitely over. It's a shame. I'm not surprised, but it is a shame. I think that when Real Madrid knocked Chelsea out, I thought, Chelsea would be underdogs against Man City, but they are capable of doing something. Real Madrid's, they ain't used to playing Man City. They ain't used to what Man City can do, and they knocked them out last year as well. Do a collab with us, says HITC Sport. Can Chelsea be pushed out of the top 4 race, says Kieran Cousins. Have I met Stephen Tries was the question, wasn't it? I don't think so. I feel like I have, but I don't think I have. No, I don't think I have. What's your favourite song, Mark? Says Man. Oh, there's so many to choose from. Haaland's packing his bag to City, says my bold manager. City for the title and Liverpool for the Champions League, says Shub. Well, I think Liverpool and oh my God, Real Madrid, they're all over the shop. Militao and Alaba. I have had people telling me that Militao and Alaba are the best 2 centre backs in the world. Fucking hell. It's got to be worth a tweet. Okay, so it's a corner to Man City. It just feels like it's a matter of time before they concede again. I mean, I don't know whether we've got any Real Madrid fans, probably most of the chat, but they've been shocking, really bad. You almost at the moment, look, I'm not taking any credit away from Real Madrid. I thought that they did fantastically well in the Bernabeu against PSG, and they were they got back into the game against Chelsea. But if you're Chelsea and PSG, you must be thinking, oh my God, why could we not have beaten them? Thoughts about Celtic in the Champions League next season, says CT. I've not had any thoughts about it. I mean, the interesting thing with Scottish football is that it's probably fell off more than anything in my lifetime. I mean, in the early 90s, Celtic and Rangers were teams that, you wouldn't expect them to win the Champions League, but they were more competitive. De Bruyne's coming through here into Jesus, good play by Alaba. But Rangers are in the semi-final of the Europa League, which I think is... I haven't really looked at who they've played, but they've done well to get there. They've not beaten farmers to get there. Pep is a master. The fullbacks coming into the centre midfield, freeing up De Bruyne and Silva to find space when Real are sitting back. So good, says Sean Turner. And what do you think of Elon buying Twitter, talking about freedom of speech too, says Max Wood. Hold on a minute. Real Madrid on the attack. Nicely into Cruz. It's not Cruz, actually. It's Valverde. Now it's Cruz. Man City are just closing them down all the time. It's like me on FIFA today. Shit. City just a superior team. It's got 4-0 written all over it, says Matt Pack. Cheers, pal. And Man City can win whatever they want. Means nothing to me. I'm telling the grandkids they were artificially created in the early noughties, says Nick P. Yeah. You can get all your trophies and all your winners' medals and put them in the bin because you got them by cheating. On a serious note, though, I mean, look, you can have money and not spend money well. And yeah, look, Man City have benefited from rich owners, and Newcastle will benefit from rich owners, and Chelsea benefited from a rich owner. But I'll go back to what I said a few minutes ago. United have spent £1 billion. Money doesn't always buy you success. A lot of the times it does. I remember Blackburn with money. Newcastle the first time had money. Got promoted with Keegan. Chelsea with money. Man City with money. United had money and they just fucking wasted it. So it's not always a guaranteed success. Do you think if Real is in the final they can beat Liverpool, or City has the best chance of beating them, says Said? City have got the best chance of beating Liverpool. I mean, I don't think we're going to see Real Madrid in the final. Is De Bruyne the best centre midfielder in the Premier League era? No. Blin, he's not. I think he's I think he's the best midfielder in the Premier League at the moment, but I don't think he's the best midfielder in Premier League era. I don't personally. I mean, if we're going to get into that argument, but I don't think the Premier League is in its most competitive era at the moment. And the reason for that is I think we tend to overhype the modern player a little bit more than we used to. De Bruyne is in the conversation, but I think there has been better midfielders than De Bruyne in the Premier League era. I mean, look, you know, people are forgetting Steve Guppy from Leicester. You know, Mark Draper from Villa. These were top level players. I suppose the question is who's better. Straight away, people will say Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard. I think the more pertinent question is he the best foreign? Oh! Is it the bloody post? And it was offside anyway. Is it the post? It would have been an OG, but he was offside anyway. Yeah, don't forget Stephen Ireland. He's probably Man City's best attacking midfielder ever. Vieira as well. Yeah, a few people mentioning him. On a very serious note, if you want one player that I would say, without bias, because I'm a United fan, is better than De Bruyne, who nearly goes and does something amazing. This will be a goal. This will be 3. Mahrez. Oh, he's at the side netting. I thought he put it in the top corner. He's got a 3v1 there, Mahrez. 3v1. Pep's fuming. Absolutely fuming. They get Real Madrid defences in all sorts of trouble here. De Bruyne goes in for a 50-50. Alaba again. Awful. And now they're in a 3v1. Mahrez, he just needs to dink it across to Foden. I don't know what. Why? Pep's fuming. And he should be, because that should have been 3-0, and that would be game over. I don't even think it's controversial. Kevin De Bruyne struggles to get in my top Premier League 10 era midfielders. Yaya gets in over him for me, says Joshua Bowles. Yaya Toure was a monster. Absolute monster midfielder. I remember for a couple of years, I was just like, he's the difference. He's the reason City are better than everybody else. He was just brilliant. And you know what I hate about Yaya Toure? Nothing. I actually have got so much respect for him as a player. I thought he was fantastic. What I hate about it is he's almost been forgotten. He never gets mentioned. And I'm telling you now, for 2 or 3 years, he was just unplayable. Joe Allen as well. No, but Yaya Toure gets massively forgotten, and I don't know why. Anybody who remembers that, and you should remember that wasn't long ago. He had the lot. He could dribble, he could score, he could tackle, he could just dominate a midfield on his own. He was absolutely magnificent. And I don't know why he doesn't get remembered much. For me, I thought David Silva was amazing as well. Again, David Silva sort of gets forgotten a little bit. But if I was saying who's Man City's best ever player, and really it will be someone in the last 10 years because that's when they were invented. I mean, that's when they started buying good players. I'd say Yaya Toure is City's best player. But you'll get locked into them. We'll get locked into what I call the Gary Lineker world, where everything now is better than the past. Oh, this Christmas is the best Christmas ever! But it's not. Because how do you measure it? Because you're always going to be more emotional about the now. I think that Yaya Toure. I mean, Aguero's a good shout, but for me, the best player the player that scared me the most as a United fan was Toure, because he just used to grab older games from the midfield as well. It's so impressive how City win the ball back. Nate. Oh. Go on. Oh, fucking hell. Real Madrid just need a goal. When they get into situations like that, they need a goal. But City are defending well. Jamie, thank you very much for the super chat, and Nate as well. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. They're going to score. They've got a 3v2 again. What a ball by De Bruyne. Foden. Oh, he's put it wide. I can't believe it. Pep should be shouting him as well. He can't believe it, Pep. He's got his hands on his head. What if City now convince Mbappe to come to City over Madrid and then decide to spend the money on strengthening the squad? That's a scary thought, says Dan Eels. Yeah, we can only pick so many. I mean, City can get better and will get better with Haaland, but... Oh, that was close by Foden. This game's over. I can't see a way back. They're too good. They're just too good. I can't believe that me, who's a United fan, would rather watch City rather than the show that's called United, says AMK. Thanks for your super chat, mate. I think if Foden and Mahrez pass, this is 4-0. Here's Benzema. Wins a corner. Real Madrid, though, watch out for Real Madrid. They're like that. They're like that fighter who gets pummeled and then just stays in the fight long enough to start throwing a few punches back. Oh, great header there by Alaba. Just heads it wide from a Benzema cross. Oh, the star. God, bloody hell, I've got nearly 20,000 people watching. Please do smash a like on the video. And at half time, we're going to be doing the Premier League team of the season, by the way. So you can get involved in that. There might be a few polls, but we'll generally just have a chat. Mark, if you leave in 4 weeks, I leave. You know, all right then. I'll meet everybody who's leaving with me, and we'll all meet up at Skegness Pleasure Beach, and the candy floss is on me. Look at Mahrez. One player from each side to go in the United squad, says Andrew. Oh God. Well, who would you pick from Man City? Most of their team. Another shot. Zinchenko just wide. If I could take one player from Man City, you either go for De Bruyne and kick Bruno out the team, or you try and fix a problem. United have got holes in their team. I wouldn't say Bruno is a priority problem. It's like saying I'd take Ederson in goal. He's better than De Gea, but to be honest, we haven't got a centre-back. We haven't got a CDM. We haven't got a right-sided player. I mean, realistically, from Man City, if I'm solving problems, Cancelo would solve a problem at either right back or left back. Diaz would solve a problem at centre-back. Rodri would solve a problem at CDM. Gundogan would solve a problem at box-to-box. Mahrez would solve a problem off the right-hand side. But I'd feel silly not taking De Bruyne because he's the best player in that team. But I think Rodri would probably be the one to take because he'd solve problems at United. But there's no doubting De Bruyne is the best player they've got. From Real Madrid, I'd probably take Benzema to work with Ronaldo because I don't think any Real Madrid defender has really filled me with confidence tonight. And their midfield is a little bit past it. I'd probably take Vinicius Jr. and just put Sancho to the right. Maybe you could do that. Hi Mark, do you think Conte will succeed at Spurs? Says that Spurs TV. Is he not off to PSG? Hi Mark, I've been a fan of you for ages. I'm having ACL and meniscal reconstruction tomorrow. It would mean a lot to me if you could wish me luck, says Scarlett Ford. Good luck, Scarlett. Injuries are always... Benzema! Goal! Real Madrid! That's for you, Scarlett. Get in. There you go. The best £5 you've ever spent. Benzema's just scored a goal for you. Good luck with your injury tomorrow. Recovery. And there's a recovery from Real Madrid. He's the star. It's Benzema. 2-1. What a goal. Benzema. And I tell you what, Pep will be going, I told you. I bloody told you. Don't not take your chances against Real Madrid because they will come back. They're capable of coming back. And it's a cracking goal by Benzema. The cross comes in. He's definitely onside. And the finish is just... he's an elite. He's got to win the Ballon d'Or. He's finishing... I've never known Benzema have a season like this. I've never known it. You speak to Ronaldo, not like I've got him on WhatsApp, but you listen to Ronaldo and he just goes, Benzema did so much work for me. So much work for me. But his finishing this season, especially in the Champions League, has been elite. Absolutely elite. Anyway, Scarlett, good luck with your ACL operation. And if you want to do a super chat again, no, don't worry. I don't think it means Real Madrid will score again. But... yeah, recovering from injury is not great. Injury or illness. I mean, I had... hold on, Real Madrid on the attack again here. Come on, get it wide. Come on. This would be a great semi-final if Real Madrid equalise. Vinicius Jr. needs to switch on a bit. It's a cracking game, though, because it's open. It's an interesting approach from Real Madrid. They could have been 4-0 down. They're 2-1. Pep will be fuming. Lovely ball out wide there. It might be a short, temporary comeback from Real Madrid, but at least the game is... What a ball by Toni Kroos there. Switches the play perfectly. They're in the box. He's in the box. Good shot, good save, Ederson. Yeah, I think when you're recovering from an injury, it's a mental battle, and you've just got to try and keep yourself positive. Get yourself lots of... Netflix series and stuff like that to watch. I mean, it's not the same thing. I have been injured before, but a couple of weeks ago, I had COVID, and I'm only really just getting over it now. I'm not positive anymore, but for about 8 days, I was just getting fed up of it. Because like when you have a cold, you feel bad for a couple of days, and then you start to feel better. And the COVID thing was just draining, and I was just like getting so fed up with it mentally, and headed over the bar. But I just tried to watch lots of things that, make you happy. And I watched that thing on Disney. I've mentioned it a couple of times with Fernandinho's coming on. Oh, what's all this about then? John Stones is injured. Whoa. That's interesting. Stones coming off injured in the 35th minute. But Tom Brady, man in the arena. What a great thing to watch when you're ill. 9 episodes, so 9 hours. And just a really inspiring person. So I'd recommend that when you're recovering. I promise you this, Benzema is the best number 9 in the world, says Max Wood. Fantastic season he's having, really is. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner, because although it says 658,000, we've hit 659, so we're nearly on the road to 660. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. We're only 200 away actually, so please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Fernandinho is on. If there's anything weak about Man City, it is the fact that they don't have Kyle Walker now. Well, they didn't have him at the start of the game, but also another injury to John Stones opens up this game. Yeah, Benzema's been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, we're going to do Premier League team of the season at half time. We always try and have an half time chat if the game's not been massively, conversation worthy. But then again, we might not do that. Mark, we should shut down Varane for the rest of the season, get him healthy for next season, says Harris. My fear with Varane is that I think he's carrying a degradation injury, in the sense that I think it might be a knee thing or an ankle thing, in which case I don't think it's going to get any better, unfortunately. I mean, I hope it does, but City on the attack here. There's no way this is going to finish 2-1. I bet Real Madrid wouldn't mind it finishing 2-1. It's not going to finish 2-1. It's a foul. Real Madrid have got it. Hi Mark, off 6 weeks for surgery, catching up on all your content and community videos, so pumped up about Ten Hag, says Canna Dave. Yeah, well, look, check out the FIFA highlights on this channel, and if you're bored at 3 o'clock every day, weekday, I've got my FIFA career mode. It's going all right at the moment. It's a battle, but they're entertaining battles. What a finish by Benzema. What a finish by Benzema. Imagine Benzema in a Man City shirt. Imagine what Ronaldo would have done in a City shirt. Well, imagine what Haaland's going to do. What colour candy floss marks is Andrew? I thought you could only get pink. I will give you a shout out. Someone said, can I have a shout out? Oh, I've missed the bloody thing. Oh, no, it's Ben Smith. There you go, Ben. You can have a shout out. I read your chat. Shout out to the mods as well. I think Vandy's in tonight. I don't know whether we've got any other mods in tonight, but well done. You can get 600 colours of candy floss. I have seen blue candy floss and yellow candy floss. I don't think I like... I don't think I like candy floss anymore. It's a bit like white chocolate. I used to like white chocolate when I was younger, but now I find it too sweet. And candy floss, I think, yeah, the texture. It's, when you're in the loft, I don't know whether you have it in where you live, but in the loft in the UK, which is the attic, it's always insulated, and that's what I think about when I think about candy floss. It's like eating loft insulation. Free kick here for City. We're 5 minutes away from half time. It feels this first half feels like 90 minutes. It's been so eventful. I mean, it really could and should have been 3 or 4-0 to Man City. Mahrez and Foden definitely missing really good opportunities where they could have played other people in. Great goal by Benzema, but 2-1 doesn't... I've got to put my hands up and say, as much as I quite like it being... Well, I do like it being 2-1 and I want Madrid to get back in. It doesn't really reflect the score. It does reflect the score, but it doesn't really reflect the game. Man City should be at least 2 goals clear, probably 3 clear. Hi Mark, fun fact, Man United is getting Ten Hag and the PSV manager is coming to Benfica. Let's hope both our teams get back where they deserve, says Leandro. Good. What's going on in the Portuguese league at the moment? I can't profess to know a lot about it. Man City are in again here. It does look like... You've got to give credit to Man City because it does look like Real Madrid are playing with 10 men. There's so much space out there. I mean, here's a little bit of homework for you. How big is Man City's pitch? Is it bigger than anybody else's? Because it looks a lot bigger than anybody else's. That's what she said. I hear that a lot. It looks a lot bigger than anybody else's. How symbolic that is. I say a line like that and my wedding ring flies off. I have done a video with Stephen Tries. We did a quiz in lockdown. No wonder I forgot. Bloody lockdown. We all want to forget about that. Yeah, remember the quiz nights we used to do on United Stand? They were good fun. I mainly won. Long time ago. long time ago. That was spooky, wasn't it? I said the line, it's bigger than most things, and I get told that a lot, and the wedding ring just literally flew off my finger. Someone, she must have heard. It's a sign. Etihad is a metre bigger than Old Trafford on the pitch. There you go. I'd rather have a loose ring than a tight ring. No, that's not... We're talking about rings on your finger here. I definitely... If we're talking about that, the tighter the better. I mean, that sounds wrong as well. I mean, I'm talking about my own ring that's on my finger. Favourite United kit, Mark, says Christian. I've got it upstairs. I mean, if I could go and get it, I could show you. It was the away kit when we won the league in the 90s, and it was always my favourite kit. I used to have the shorts as a kid, and I don't know where they are now, and they wouldn't fit me anyway. They'd look like hot pants. But dark blue top with black paint splattering all over it. Loved it. I look a complete idiot in it now, but I loved it. And I did quite like the black... I've got this one as well, the black Sharp view cam that Cantona was wearing when he got sent off at Selhurst Park. There you go. If you like it, then you better put a ring on it. Whoa. Well, we've been hovering around 19,000 people watching, which is amazing. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We're doing Liverpool-Villarreal tomorrow night, and on the United stand I'm doing Chelsea-United on Thursday night. So the first of three. If it all goes wrong, Man City will win tonight, Liverpool will win tomorrow night, and Chelsea will win on Thursday night. If it all goes right, Madrid will win tonight, Villarreal will win tomorrow night, and United will win on Thursday night. There's absolutely no chance that's going to happen. If I get one winner, I hope it's United, but I'm not even sure any of them will. Farm says, you dig some holes, Mark. Is that a metaphor? Look, at the end of the day, you can all, most... Have you ever watched the British Bake Off or Nigella Lawson? Most of that's all about cooking, but most of that's got a double entendre or whatever they call it, double meaning. Oh, you're rolling that out nice. Can I need your buns? They do it on purpose. Free kick here for De Bruyne. Wipe the grass off your face. You've got grass all over your face, Kevin. Daniel, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. It's a good area for De Bruyne, and he's playing very well. He'll fancy this. Against his Belgian compatriot in goal. Hits the wall. Kevin De Bruyne has got the best passing ability in Premier League history. Yeah, I don't think he has, mate. There's a reason the pitch looks bigger. Players are pressing and marking. As United fans, we are used to players marking thin air and standing about, says Dan Eels. Skibbity! I got my tatum jammies on. De Bruyne has... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. If they concede from this, which they haven't... Is that Militao or Alaba again? Absolute shite. It's Militao. I mean, I've had people telling me he's one of the best centre-backs in the world. He's been absolutely crap. Absolutely terrible. I'm trying to think of a crap centre-back that'll fit to my song. Remember Titus Bramble? Are you Bramble in disguise? Are you Bramble in disguise? He's playing shit. That's half time. What's half time? Maguire didn't work. I was going to say, are you Maguire? It doesn't really work. What's your thoughts on Forest this season? If they beat Bournemouth at the weekend, they could get automatic promotion, says Tom. I don't know. I thought they were going to be in the playoffs, so I don't know what's happening there. It's half time anyway, so we're going to do Premier League Team of the Season at half time. But what's a half of football? You know, it's always a little bit difficult to say that's the best game of football I've ever watched because it's Man City, and obviously I don't want them to win. But to be fair, even biasedly not wanting Man City to win, I can still say that was a very entertaining half of football, and it could easily have been 4-0 to City. But well done to Real Madrid. They've hung around there, and that's what Real Madrid have done this season. PSG all testament to that, and Chelsea as well. They're hard to put away, Chelsea, and Man City really probably should have done it already. I still think they can do in the second half, and I'll guarantee you now, Pep Guardiola will be in that dressing room losing his shit, to be honest. He will. You saw him after Mahrez, you saw him after Foden. That was at 2-0. You've got to be expecting, as a Man City side, you've got to be expecting to, play that final pass. Man City are the absolute experts at sweaty football, and what sweaty football is just finishing it off, and they didn't do it. They'll have to come back again in the second half. Daniel, thanks for joining the members club. Tom says, what's your thoughts? I've done that one. Fun fact, Courtois stole De Bruyne's girlfriend, says Jack. Didn't know that. Well, what fun for Kevin, and I don't know it's true. Do you think De Bruyne could win the Ballon d'Or if City win the league and the Champions League? Yes, Eddie, I do. I think everyone's talking about Benzema. Do you ever, just before we do Premier League team of the season, do you ever do this? When you're thinking about the Ballon d'Or, it's got to be Messi or Ronaldo, well, they're not playing well, so it's got to be Lewandowski or Benzema. And you completely forget that the Premier League is probably going to be the best league in the world again. Therefore, Liverpool and Man City are the best teams in the world again. Therefore, Ballon d'Or should go to Salah or Van Dijk or De Bruyne or someone like that. So, yeah, I fall into that trap. I'm like, wow, surely Benzema is going to win the Ballon d'Or. But actually, if Man City or Liverpool win the Champions League, it probably should be a Man City or Liverpool player. So, yeah, you make a good point, Eddie. What's your half-time chat as each manager? Says John. And Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Matip, Cancelo, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, Son. Thank you. Good night. Oh, he's just given us a team, Joseph. I wonder what you're talking about. So we're going to do Premier League team of the season collectively. If there's any debate, we'll do a poll. But we will be looking at the chat. Half-time manager talks. Pep's losing his shit, basically, and Ancelotti is probably saying, why is there so much space and why we're making so many errors at the back? Thoughts on Forest coming up in the Prem, says Marketing James. Why are people saying that they are? I don't think they are. I think it's Bournemouth and Fulham, isn't it? But let's go straight into this Premier League team of the season. Goalkeeper for Premier League team of the season. Harry Maguire will get Ballon d'Or this year, says Jack, and he says I am being sarcastic. Good. Right, let's do Premier League team of the season. Obviously, it's so far, but I don't know whether anyone's going to fall into a category where they can nick it straight on. Maybe if there's a couple of dividers. Goalkeeper, look, I'm never going to win this, but David De Gea has been fantastic this season for Manchester United as a shot stopper, and you want your keeper to save shots. But I accept that the football purists won't have it, so therefore, you're going to have to say Ederson or Alisson, and I don't know. Personally, I'd go with Alisson, but a lot of people are saying Alisson in the chat. Hi, can you give Carlia a shout out, please? I was meant to watch the game with her tonight and dessert later on, if you know what I mean. But got tied up with something else. P.S. She thinks you're witty, says MSS. Well, I hope you're not tied up with another girl, because if you are, that girl, hopefully she's watching and she knows, and she can get Carlia come round, and when you're tied up, she can dish out some punishment to you with a feather. But no, seriously, shout out to Carlia. Alisson is the goalkeeper. Okay, Alisson is the goalkeeper. Who is the right back? I presume we're going to go with Trent. Carlia, I don't think he was cheating on you. Why would he do a super chat? Carlia, you're not right back. Sorry, I'm afraid. I think Trent at right back, yeah. So we've got Alisson in goal, Trent at right back. There's nobody else. I think Reece James has had a good season, but obviously had an injury, and Chelsea's season's not gone quite the way they wanted it to. So yeah, I think it's a landslide for him. Salah is not anywhere close to peak Ballon d'Or quality for me. Mane is better than Salah. Van Dijk is more important for Liverpool than Salah, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. I disagree. I think Salah's massively important to Liverpool and is somewhat underrated by some for some reason. We'll go to left back. For me, it's Cancelo. Don't think anybody can say that it's anybody else at left back. So I think we'd all say Cancelo at left back based on previous sort of Champions League 11s. I think we'd all agree with that. And then you go for centre-backs. Who would be your centre-back pairing? Because I don't actually think... I think it's lazy to say Van Dijk and Diaz this season. Because I don't think it is Diaz this season. I think Van Dijk has been flawless. And coming back from that serious injury, I think you do need to give him some credit because there's been no drop-off. But I think that when you're looking at centre-backs, Rudiger has been fantastic. I'd love to put Varane in there, but I accept that he's been in a bad United side and he's been injured a lot. I do think if Varane was playing for Liverpool or Man City and hadn't been injured, he'd be up there. But unfortunately, he's playing for United and he has been injured. You can vote for your personal team of the season on EA, says H Play Forces. Yeah, but why? Why would we do... Thanks for ruining it. We're doing it here as a community. Not doing it on our own on the website. We do enough of that on our own on a website. So yeah, I would go with I think Rudiger and Van Dijk for me. Although Jack says Van Dijk and Harry Maguire. Thiago Silva's getting a bit of a shout out. People are trying to get Maguire in now. Matip's been fantastic as well. I think you can make an argument for that. But there's a lot of Rudigers, so we'll go with Rudiger. Who are you backing in the snooker, Mark, says Alvin? All my favourites are out. I wanted Robertson, Kyron Wilson, Selby. So I'm left wanting Williams, Higgins or Ronnie O'Sullivan. The class of 92, really. Yeah. So yeah, we'll go with Rudiger. And so our back five for Premier League team of the season: Alisson, Trent, Cancelo, Rudiger and Van Dijk. Moving into the midfield, holding midfielder. I mean, you're going to really struggle to move away from... Well, it's not unfortunate. They're the two best teams in the league. You're going to really struggle to not go with Rodri or Fabinho. And even if you're not going on for them on eyes, you've got to look at the amount of times Rodri's on the ball and the amount of passes he's playing. I mean, against United, which is a derby, he had more passes individually than Bruno, McTominay and Fred combined. And we are crap, but he had more passes on his own than our three midfielders. So I think for me, it's Rodri or Fabinho. And I'll probably put a poll for that one because I can't see anybody else. Declan Rice is worth a shout. Of course he is. He's a notable shout out, but he's not at that level. So I will whack it in the chat and you can decide on your holding midfielder, Robinho. That'd be combine the two. They've had a child, which is impossible. Rodri and Fabinho, get in there. So we'll go 4-3-3 with a box-to-box midfielder and a number 10, which I think we know who the number 10 is going to be. But let's go with the box-to-box player. So in that situation, you know, notable shout-outs go to Fred, McTominay. Notable shout-outs probably go to people like Ward-Prowse, to be fair, from a lower level, but he's never going to get in. Joel Linton deserves a shout-out as well. Conor Gallagher, Gundogan, maybe a Thiago, maybe a Kovacic, maybe a Thomas Partey at Arsenal. But yeah, I don't know. Casemiro doesn't play in the Premier League, so I think for me it would be Gundogan. Bernardo Silva's a good shout. He's playing in that role today, so you could put Bernardo Silva in there. In fact, a lot of people are saying Bernardo Silva now. Would you rather watch Liverpool win the quadruple or play Burnley on FIFA 21 every day for the rest of your life? I'll play Burnley every day, Nishan. I'll take the hit. So, do you want Joel Linton? Do you want Bernardo Silva in there? Yes or no? Because Bernardo Silva's name's coming up a lot. Gundogan's hardly played, says Deirdre. Rodri's won the midfield CDM role. He's won 57% of your vote, so Rodri's got that. Yeah, so we're going to go Bernardo Silva. Well, it's a Man City clean sweep in the midfield then, isn't it? Because you've got Rodri. This is your team, by the way. The majority, I can see. I love you, Mark. Quick question. Who would you have been better? Who would have been better? Prime George Best if he reached his prime days, or Prime Messi? You're the best. Angel, I'm not that old. I don't know. But what I will always say to you about George Best is less than... Somebody told me, and it's true, for all the clips of George Best, and there's many good ones, less than 5% of his career was recorded because most games weren't even on the telly. So all of Messi's games are pretty much recorded. All of Ronaldo's. Less than 5% of George Best's career is on video. So imagine what he did in 95% of the games that he didn't play. That blows my mind. It really does. James Ward-Prowse is so underrated. He has good numbers this season, says Samuel. I did shout him out. Right, people are saying Thiago will be on at Bernardo Silva. Well, you know what? I'm willing to do it. Well, I don't know what I've done here. I've just done a no, yes or no poll for nothing. Okay, I'll do it. I presume there's no issue with De Bruyne at number 10. No one's gonna. We're going for number 10 now. So you can vote for Bernardo Silva, Thiago, or Gundogan as the box-to-box player. But you can vote for that now. Number 10, somebody just said Odegaard. Is anybody knocking De Bruyne off that? Interesting stats. I don't expect people to go for him, but Bruno Fernandes has created more chances than anybody else in the Premier League this season. As a Man United fan, I'd bench him at the moment, but you've got to appreciate the fact that he's not had a very good season. He's playing in a terrible United side, and he's still created more chances than everybody else. Please make it make sense. There's got to be a reason for that. And somebody said today, well, that's because he's just constantly trying to create chances. But we don't have a lot of possession. We don't actually get into positions to create chances. So, you know, you've got to doff your hat to him a little bit on that one, I think. But no, I wouldn't put him in there. Anyway, Bernardo Silva is comfortably winning that. De Bruyne is the number 10. So, off the right-hand side, do you want Salah? Do you want Mahrez? Do you want Saka? Yeah, United haven't got anyone. I don't really think Chelsea have got anyone either. Kulusevski's not been there long enough. So I'd say it's got to be Salah, Mahrez, or Saka, to be honest. Do you want me to do a poll for that one? Do we need to do a poll for that one? Salah by a mile. No, everyone's getting Salah. Fair play. Saka is getting more than Mahrez, though. So we put Salah on the right-hand side. I've got no problems with that. Left-hand side... Mane, Son. Yeah, I can't put Sancho in there. You could go Foden, I suppose. Modric or Iniesta, says Bound. I'd go Iniesta on that. I'm just looking at the chat here. It's definitely between Mane and Son. I'm going to run a poll. Bernardo Silva won the poll with 52%. Thiago got 42%. Gundogan only got 6%. So he was absolutely humiliated. Sorry, Gundogan. So either or, we'll go Son or Mane for the left wing. I mean, Mane's been good this season. Son's been fantastic. So there we go. Get your thoughts in there. And then that leaves us with the number 9 position, which I think we're going to have to do a poll on, because certainly Ronaldo's got to be in there. Certainly Harry Kane's got to be in there. And I'd like to think there's a third option. I think Romelu Lukaku. No, we can't put him in there. Jesus, maybe. He scored a lot of goals. Maybe you put Jesus in there. Havertz, possibly. I don't know. I think we certainly can throw him into that. Son's getting more votes than Mane here. I'm very surprised. It's coming down a little bit, but Ivan Toney's got to be up there as well, says Samuel. Well, I'll chuck him in. I don't think he'll win. We're just about to start the second half here. Oh, no, we're not. No, we're not. John Stones has come off. We knew about that. Mount should be in the team. Well, you can't get everybody in the team, mate. You can't get everyone in the team. Jack says Lacazette. So Son has won the vote with 58% of the vote, kicking Mane out, which means the final position will be decided by you for the number 9 position in the Premier League team of the season. We've got Ronaldo, we've got Kane. Shit, I need to stop that poll. Who else were we going to put in? I forgot who we were going to put in. Who did we say? Weghorst. No, not Antonio. There was somebody else I was going to drop in. I can't remember who it was. Mark, I've seen that Ten Hag and Rangnick are pushing for Paul Mitchell, but the decision makers are against it. I feel this is a necessary change. Your thoughts, says Abdu. I agree. So we'll go Ronaldo. Oh, I remember now. This is for the number 9. Jesus and Havertz. Ask your community. There we go. So we'll have our team. We'll have our team very, very soon. So, Premier League Team of the Season, as voted for by you. Alisson. I mean, some of you will disagree, but the vast majority of you. Alisson in goal. Trent at right back. Rudiger and Van Dijk centre-backs. Left back Cancelo. Holding midfielder Rodri. Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne. Right-hand side Salah. Left-hand side Son. And now we're going to look at the striker. So, actually, it's not been totally dominated by Liverpool or City. There has been a little bit of change there, which is good. We will do the manager, but realistically, I think the manager's hard to do. I'm not going to do a manager not only because Nacho's come on for Alaba. Well, he has played shit. What did I say? If I was Ancelotti, I would be saying, what are you doing to my centre-backs? I don't think Alaba's been much worse than Militao. They've both been crap, really. So unless he's carrying an injury. I'm not going to do a manager because I think somebody just said Eddie Howe there. Somebody said Thomas Frank. Also, let's not forget, you can't really do manager of the season when you don't know who is going to win what yet. So, Man City might win nothing and Klopp might win it all. He might win the quadruple. On the other hand, Klopp might only win the Carabao Cup and Pep might win Champions League and the league and Tuchel might win the FA Cup. So we can't really do manager yet. And also, I do think I'm a firm believer that although you win the bloody treble, how much credit do you give to a manager like Thomas Frank, who, for me, Brentford were always going to get relegated. They had as much chance of getting relegated as Norwich, and yet they comfortably stay up. And how much credit do you give to Eddie Howe for a team that had no... I mean, you should get relegated with the points Newcastle had at Christmas, and then they're comfortably going to stay up. So I think the manager thing's a bit difficult to do before the end of the season. But players, a lot of players start to be on the bench now, on the beach now. So anyway, we've started the second half here. We've had a minute already. The time is on the screen. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're only 100 away from 660,000. What's happening? The poll. 67% of you vote for Ronaldo. 18% went for Kane. 7% went for Jesus. And 8% went for Havertz. That is annihilation, isn't it? So Ronaldo would be your number 9. So your Premier League team of the season, based on what we've just done there, write it down if you like. Alisson in goal. Trent right back. Rudiger and Van Dijk as centre-backs. Oh, it could be 3-1. Mahrez. Oh, he's at the post. And Foden. Oh my God. How are Man City not put this game to bed? Again, another mistake by Militao. Dreadful mistake by Militao. He's crap. Absolutely crap. Militao. If you could sub both centre-backs, you would. You'd be destroying this centre-back. A 50-50 with Mahrez and he misses out. Who are you? A plank of wood. What an absolute disgrace of a centre-back he is. Militao misses a 50-50 with a right winger. And Mahrez runs through. It looks like the perfect finish. He hits the foot of the post. Foden's got a tap in. And Carvajal clears it off the line. Oh my God. And it's Mahrez and Foden again, who in the first half could have put the game to bed. Real Madrid are living dangerously here. And it's a foul against Real Madrid. Ollie would be trophyless with the Premier League team of the season, Mark, says Kevin. Sad to see Mane not even in contention. He's the most versatile forward, says Ram. Has played as a 9 and both wings and performed equally in all of them. Well, he was in the running. He had a poll and people voted for Son. So the team of the Premier League team of the season, as voted for by you in the majority, is Alisson in goal, Trent at right back, Van Dijk and Rudiger centre-backs, Cancelo left-back, a Man City clean sweep in the midfield of Rodri, Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne, Salah off the right, Son off the left and Ronaldo up front, which means there are, in that team, 1, 2, 3 Liverpool players, 1, 2, 3, 4 City players. I've got that wrong. I can't do my maths. I can't do it. I have to write it down, idiot. 1, 2, 3. No, 4 Liverpool, 4 City. I've got it now. 4 Liverpool, 4 City, 1 Spurs, 1 Chelsea, and 1 United. There we go. I thought there was either 5 City or 4. Yeah, I've got it now. So 4 Liverpool players, 4 City players, 1 Chelsea, 1 United, and 1 Spurs. It's quite a good Premier League team of the season, really. I do think, in fairness, that if it wasn't Ronaldo, it would be, it probably would be Kane. But Ronaldo gets a lot. I mean, Ronaldo has done very well at United in a shit team. I mean, you think about he's scored 2 hat-tricks in a team that's just rubbish. What do you think of Rangers' run in the Europa League, says Thunderbolt? I'd love somebody just to tell us in the chat what teams they've beat. I think it's massively impressive. Mario's laughing that there's no Arsenal players. I think the problem with Arsenal is that Saka probably does deserve to be in that team. And if he was playing off the left, I think he might get in that team. But because he's up against Salah, it's very difficult. Odegaard's had a good season, but you're up against De Bruyne. I mean, the problem Arsenal got is that their best players play in positions where there are better players in the league. Rangers beat Dortmund and they didn't beat PSV. Leicester beat PSV, didn't they? Leverkusen, Dortmund, Braga. They've done fantastic. They have done fantastic. They really have. Braga, Sparta Prague and Dortmund, says Catastrophe. Yeah, they have. They've, fair play. They've done fantastic. I didn't really think Scottish football was capable of doing that. So, yeah, they've done great. But in relation to this game, City already in this second half should be 3-1 up. It's 2-1. Fernandinho playing at right back is just both worrying and amazing because he's actually bombing forward like an overlapping right back. Oh my God, Real Madrid's defence is shambolic. It really is. I tell you what, I bet this Real Madrid fans just can't get over how badly they defended today in the worst possible game. And look, bad defending and mistakes comes from pressure. And there's no doubt Man City have put pressure on them. But there's been a lot of unforced errors from Real Madrid as well. Mark, what was the biggest missed opportunity in the transfer market for United that you remember? Ronaldinho. Joe. I don't know what year it was. It must have been when he went to PSG. Was it? I don't know what year it was. That's a goal. What a goal. 3-1. And it's Fernandinho who's put the cross in. I was just telling you about Fernandinho. Fernandinho at right back, playing like prime Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's been coming. They deserve it. They do deserve it. And it has been coming. And Benzema looks lost. And they're just not good enough. City are just too good for them. It's a complete and utter mismatch. And the fact that the score is 3-1 and it could easily be 6-1. But it's another mistake. It's another mistake. That's embarrassing. That is absolutely Real Madrid have embarrassed themselves tonight, unfortunately. Not because they're a bad side. They've proved they're a good side. But defensively, they've been awful. Even that cross, it's Phil Foden scoring a header. Like, I can't get over how bad Real Madrid have defended. This goal comes from Ferland Mendy passing the ball into Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. being bullied off the ball by Fernandinho, who whips a cross in to Phil Foden. It's just terrible defending from Real Madrid. Somebody said it's great from Man City. It looks brilliant from Manchester City, but look at it. Fernandinho's not a right wing back. He's beating Vinicius Jr. to the ball. He's whipping a cross in, and then Real Madrid's big defence, all of which is bigger than Phil Foden, he's getting on the end of it. It's fantastic from Man City, but it's dreadful defensively from Real Madrid. But But as I said, it's 3-1. It really should be 6-1. Like, really, it should be 6-1. Pep's just got a yellow card here. I don't know what he's done. He always gets very animated in the Champions League, Pep. I think he knows that his stay at Man City... And you know what? I would say that if he did win the Champions League, would he then get to the point of... Is that his motivator to stay? I'll keep staying at City for a long, long time. Good turn by Vinicius Jr. here. They need to score. They need to score from this. He's running in on goal. And he has! Brilliant goal! Well, the good and the bad. The good and the bad of Vinicius Jr. there. He turns Fernandinho on the halfway line and runs the full length of the pitch to slip it past Ederson. That's a fantastic goal. What a goal. Real Madrid are hanging in again. And Pep won't believe it. And that's the weakness of Fernandinho. That's the weakness of Fernandinho at half on that. He tries to go and win the ball again like he did on the goal, but he gets it wrong. And it's 2-3-2. And he does fantastically well to run it all the way from his own half. Use the space. I said he had to score from there. That's a cracking goal by Vinicius Jr. And what a contrast. They've just cancelled each other out. Fernandinho providing the cross to make it 3-1 and then Vinicius making him look stupid to make it 3-2. But Man City on the attack again. Bernardo Silva. Oh my God, what a semi-final. Have you ever seen a Champions League first leg semi-final like this? 5 goals, still half an hour to go. Madness. Absolute madness. What a game. Mark, would you take De Jong at Manchester United? I would, Joel, but I don't think he'll come. And Dema says, fun fact, from match week 19 to now, Newcastle are 3rd in the league, says Dema. Hello, Mark, a bit off topic, but I wanted to ask you if you've ever had a co-worker as difficult as Dwight Schrute, says Wan. And I'm sure we've all worked with some odd people. And if Rangers win, they are the first Scottish team to win in Europe since the 80s, says Jack. And Celtic's the only Scottish team to win the European Cup in 67. I don't remember that, Jack. I wasn't alive. But I know that Celtic were the first British team to win the European Cup. Don't always get the credit for that. Everyone talks about United in 68 because obviously we're the first English club to win it. But yeah. Was it the Lisbon Lions for Celtic? I tell you what. I'm not choking. Oh my God. Headed straight to Ederson from Militao. I mean, how? It doesn't make any sense. How are Real Madrid in this game? I feel I have to go and look at stats here. I don't know how Real Madrid are in this game. If I told you this, if I said that Man City have had 60% of the possession and they've had 12 shots to Real Madrid 6, and yet it is 3-2. It's a funny old game, isn't it? But Man City, actually, despite scoring 3 goals in under an hour, have not been clinical enough. But it's a fantastic game. It really is. If Ray, I've done that from Rangers. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. You're all very welcome. Still half an hour to go. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. What a game. What a game. And you know what? I think Man City have been fantastic tonight. But again, you've just got to give a big, big shout out for Real Madrid's tenacity to stay in a fight. Which is what they've done again. They just hang in there and stay in there. And I tell you what, I was thinking when it was 2-1, what's a good scoreline for Real Madrid in the Bernabeu? Vinicius Jr. is not going to get a foul for that. And I think Real Madrid would take any scoreline, whether they're 1-0 down. They'd love a bloody draw, of course. But I think Man City know that if they come out of this game with only 1 goal, it's a shambles for them. So this next half an hour is really going to be Man City going hell for leather to get that 2-goal advantage. but there'll be more goals in it, and you wouldn't count out Real Madrid getting another one. That's a fantastically well taken goal. Both Real Madrid goals have been really well taken. Benzema's was just clinical, and then Vinicius Junior really did take it. Here's Benzema, gets it wide to Vinicius Junior in the box again, up against Fernandinho, back into Benzema. They clear it. What do you do when your mouse isn't working but you put the battery in? It's really... I don't know whether they've got any IT geeks, but my mouse the last few days has been really annoying. It's normally a lot better than this. It's just very juddery. Same as my bloody FIFA controller. Still got half an hour to go. What's going on here? Oh no. That's not what I want to do. There's Vinicius Junior again, and it's a lovely finish. Thanks everyone who's been tuning in, by the way. Remember, everyone's welcome on That's Football. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We've got Liverpool-Villarreal tomorrow night. And it's second legs next week, isn't it? It's always the Champions League is weird because when you've got the first knockout stage, there's like 3 weeks between the ties, and then this week, then you have 1 week between the semis. Lovely ball into Benzema. He's got a lot to do here. He's very wide. Dinks across in. Well, good defending there by Laporte. Real Madrid are having a bit of a phase of play here, and maybe Man City are purposely just trying to suck them in a bit. Decent cross. Headed away well by Diaz there. Now it's Modric. Oh, he nearly gets the pass right, but not quite right. It's going end to end here. Next goal is going to be really, really important. So much space. De Bruyne's... Watch De Bruyne here. He's shipped right out to the right wing. Of course, substitutions will be important. Camavinga's been very important for Real Madrid off the bench this season. Best FIFA mark, I'd say FIFA 13, says the Stone Roses. Mate, I'm really rubbish at that. I'm really rubbish at remembering. What do you think of Raul? Is he one of the greats, says Bound. I mean, yeah, Raul is one of the greats of Real Madrid. Mahrez, De Bruyne. Next goal is the killer goal in this game. If Man City get it, 4-2, difficult, very difficult. If Real Madrid get it, oh my God. Mark, do you really think your City will compete with United for Torres? Doesn't make sense, to be honest, given the number of central defensive midfielders they have. Makes more sense that Chelsea could have a go, says Axel Allen. Yeah, but you know what? I think Pep, he wants Rice, he wants Haaland, he wants Torres. That's 250 million, 300 million pounds of expenditure there. I mean, I don't know. Are Man City now going to be that club? They've shown with Grealish that they'll spend 100 million. So they never used to spend over 60. They'd buy a lot of players, but they never really used to spend over 60. They buy Grealish in the summer. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they'll end up getting Haaland and Rice and Torres, but they might just go for Haaland and Torres. I think he wants a holding midfielder with Fernandinho going, though. Pau Torres, we're talking about, Frederick. What a game. What a game. I mean, we're sat here watching Man City against Real Madrid in a Champions League semi-final. Most of us won't be Madrid or Man City fans, and we're getting a game of football like this. And this is the beautiful game, because I don't want Man City to win, but I can appreciate the entertainment they've provided and the part they've played in a game where they really should be not 3-2. I mean, I could see a scenario where this game is 4-0. Although that, you can't take away the 2 goals Real Madrid have scored. So probably more realistically, it probably should be 4 or 5-2. But I will say, for all Man City's good play, I think Real Madrid's defence has been shocking tonight. Fun to watch 2 teams who keep going for it. I wish United was like that, says Nemo. Well, that's certainly... Look, I'm not promising anybody that Ten Hag's going to get United playing like this, but this is how he wants to play. There's no shadow of a doubt on that. Atmosphere is abysmal. What a tin pot club. City fans should have shame, says Harris. Well, I don't know about that. I was feeling really down today, but your voice has really cheered me up. Help me to... Damien. And evening, Mark. Great show. Just a query. If Celtic win the league and Rangers win the Europa League, do both clubs go into the Champions League next season, says David Taylor. Yeah, I would. Well, I don't know because I don't follow Scottish football, but to answer that question, I'm sure someone in the chat can answer it. But if you win the Europa League, that's the prize is the Champions League. It's like the trophy. That to me would be like if Rangers win the Europa League and go in the Champions League. If UEFA say to Celtic, well, you're not in the Champions League anymore. That's a bit like Rangers getting the trophy for winning the Europa League, and then UEFA going to Scotland and taking the Premier League title off them. You get in the Champions League for winning the Scottish League trophy, don't you? It's a completely separate prize. Your reward for winning the Europa League is a Champions League spot. Hi, Mark. If away goals were on, the game would not be so open. It's far better with away goals. Yeah, Mutz, I said that in the first half. I think you're absolutely spot on. And I did say at the start of the season, I was going to hold judgment on away goals. I wasn't sure about it. I must admit, I'm not massively confident about changes in football. I don't think that all changes in football are like the pass-back rule. I remember the pass-back rule when, God, some of you will not remember this. We used to have football, and I remember Liverpool were terrible at it. Alan Hansen and Mark Lawrenson used to do it, right? A goalkeeper could pick the ball up from a pass-back. So what Liverpool used to do is Alan Hansen would stand there on the edge of his box, waiting for the striker to come. Then he'd kick it to Grobbelaar, who'd pick it up. And then the striker would run away, Hansen would run away, and then he'd run back and do it again. And time wasting. You couldn't do anything about it. A lot of you youngsters will just have no concept of it. It was a brilliant rule to get rid of, and it was a bloody annoying thing that teams used to do. But I think I've got to agree. I think the away goal is looking. You're absolutely spot on. This game would not be like this if we had away goals. No way. So yeah, I think it's another. If they get it right, you got to say get it right. Hi Mark, great show. This game feels like a final, says Leon. And if you win the Scottish League, you are in the Champions League. Also, Celtic beat Milan 2-1 in the 67th final. Oh, it should have been over. Well, not quite over. Laporte gets on the end of a cross and shoots straight at Courtois. And yet again, where's the marking? Where is the marking again from that Real Madrid defence? I think you'll never get an honest answer from Pep. But if he spoke honestly at the end, he'd probably say that's the worst defence they've played against this season. Although they have played against United, so that would be a lie. But this defensive performance from Real Madrid has not been good. England, Spain and Italy play mini-tournament for domestic team of the season. Mini-tournament thoughts, please. Cheers for all the work you do, says Paul. And if you win the Scottish League... I've done that one from Jack. Thank you very much. I can't hear the atmosphere, by the way. I know Harris mentioned the atmosphere. I don't have the audio on. And I could have it on. I could put the headphones in, but I'd get distracted by the commentary, which I don't want to do because I've got all you lot giving you comments, so I don't want to be distracted. But, I don't know what the atmosphere is like. Madrid need Rudiger. Well, Militao and Alaba are two very good centre-backs. I've seen them have good games this season, but today, no. Oh, he's in. He's in. Pass! Oh, what a chance. He needed to go. Rodrigo, if he slipped Benzema in and he slipped the wrong person and he tried to slip Vinicius Jr. in. Oh my goodness me. What an atmosphere. Camavinga comes on for Rodrigo. He has been very impactful in the past. In this tournament, he's been very impactful. Mark, you can see visibly some dressing room issues in the Spurs Amazon series. How would you imagine United is this season, says James. Yep, you're right. And I remember that when Spurs got top 4 under Harry but missed out on the Champions League because Chelsea won the Europa, says Karim. And if you could put one out of Xavi, Iniesta or Busquets in the United team, who would it be? At the moment, Busquets, that's the sort of player United need. They need a holding midfielder. You know, sometimes you've got to go with what you've got, haven't you? With what you need. So, we've not had a goal for 15 minutes here, which is quite surprising. And we've got 20 minutes left to go. But it's been a cracking game. Thanks everyone who subscribed, by the way. We're 100 away from 661,000. So lots of you watching tonight. Really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Man City still trying to get this goal that will give them what they feel they deserve from this game, which is a 2-goal advantage. Real Madrid, if they can keep this down to 1 or even dare to dream and get a draw, then it could be really, really important for them and their hopes next week. Although I don't necessarily think the Bernabeu makes Man City's chances any bigger. Impactful is not a word. I thought it was. We made it up then. Britain's Got Talent. I've made up a new word for the dictionary. Brett says, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate here, but Rodrigo is not as good as Madrid fans put him out to be. Can be class, but he's nowhere close yet. How old is he? How old is Rodrigo? I was going to say impactful is a word. I've heard it loads of times. I wouldn't make a word up. Yeah, I don't know how old Rodrigo is, but I've certainly not been that impressed with him tonight. I've got to be honest. It's quite a quiet game from him, to be fair. God, it's getting on my tits, this now. I do feel that maybe Real Madrid are now starting to think about not conceding again, which is absolutely fine. He's 21, Rodrigo. So he's a very young lad. Very young. Impactive. All right, okay. I said impactive, not impactful. Okay. All right. Impactive is also a word as well. Yeah, Paula says, impactful is a word. Definition, having a major impact or effect. Impactful, I think that's a word as well. Free kick on the edge of the box. He's played it on. Oh, for fuck's sake. What the fuck is... I tell you what, this Real Madrid defence is just absolute shite. Absolute shit. 4-2. I can't believe it. I'd be so distraught if I was Real Madrid. Referees played a good advantage. There was a foul on the edge of the box, and the referee has got every right to play an advantage. But I tell you what, if you're Real Madrid, Benzema is shaking his head with a smile on his face because he'll be thinking exactly what we're thinking. Fair play to Man City, but Real Madrid's defence, absolute shit. They all just stop. Camavinga stopped, and I think the keeper stopped as well. I mean, it's an amazing finish by Bernardo Silva, but he should not be scoring from here. Edge of the box, hits a shot into the top corner. Courtois can't do anything about it. And surely now, we say that should be game over. This game over, maybe not game over in Spain, but certainly game over here. 4-2. It's only what they deserve. But you can tell by Benzema's face, he's thinking, how has our defence played that bad? Thanks, Ihab. I was just about to do it myself, but thank you very much. Big shout out to the mods. The referee apparently blew, says Danny. I agree with Wise. He says City deserve more. I don't think 4-2 is a fair reflection of the game. Oh my God, it should have been 5. Mahrez again. Mark, it's our fault. We suck. If City wins the present, England. Says Sully. I think he means the Premier League. And Jonathan says the referee didn't blow. I mean, I think as a minimum 4-2 is about right. But Chris says the Real Madrid defence has been caught napping, sleeping. He's absolutely spot on. I mean, I don't think Pep's trying to get the crowd up. Good luck with that, user. Thank you very much for the super chat. I don't think Liverpool will dominate Villarreal like this tomorrow. And yet Real Madrid would expect to beat Villarreal. So as well as Man City have played tonight, and they have been scintillating, I think Real Madrid will be very disappointed. I mean, I don't watch Real Madrid every week, but they're better than this. Their defence is better than this. Militao, I literally would give him a 3 out of 10. The number he's got on the back of his shirt. The Alaba's had to be subbed off at half time. Carvajal has had a bloody nightmare. Mendy's not been much better. They've just been an absolute nightmare at the back. And if you're Ancelotti, you just can't believe it. You can't believe it. Do you think Man City fans are glory fans? No, I mean, Man City were... Well, I'll tell you a little story, right? Man City were a club that got relegated to League One, and they were still getting over 30,000 fans. What I would say is they can now get 60,000 fans. Where's the other 30 come from? Of course they will have glory fans. Man United have had it, but they did always have fans to a certain extent. Do you know any Cracking Owl sanctuaries, says the Kraken? AP. You know he's on tour at the moment. I didn't even know he was on tour. Alan Partridge is touring at the moment. In fact, he's in Birmingham on Thursday night. And I looked, they had a couple of tickets. Well, they had more than a couple. They had a few tickets left. And I was going to watch it. And then it was like United against Chelsea. But I didn't even know he was touring. Mark, here's a test for you. Who in the current United side is now worth more than what we paid for them? Go, says Daniels. Modric shoots just wide. Well, Rashford's worth more because he came from the youth setup, and so is McTominay, but I don't suppose you can do that. So, who we actually bought, who's worth more? I mean, Bruno would be worth more than 50 million. Yeah, Bruno would be worth more than 50 million. He's not having a good season, but he would be worth more than that. I don't feel Sancho's worth more than 74 million yet. I think we paid a lot of money for him in the future. That's about it, isn't it? Can't think of anybody else. You could argue that maybe Delot, maybe Varane, but yeah, I don't know. Ceballos is coming on, the ex-Arsenal player, but he's on loan, wasn't he? 12 minutes to go. I tell you what though, it has been a good game. I can't deny that. Game of the season, it's been good. It has been good. Tiny bit frustrating considering I wanted Real Madrid to win. They're on the attack here. It's gone too wide with that pass to Benzema. He puts in a great cross. He must be so frustrating for Benzema. He's not actually done a lot wrong on the scraps he's had. If City keep this up for the next 10 to 15 years, City will surpass United because kids growing up outside Manchester follow teams who are winning. Most fans in India are United because they used to win, says Ravi. There you go. I don't disagree. I said this a couple of years ago. The damage the Glazers have done to United won't hit home until it's too late because it won't change in 1 year. It's not like, oh, we'll lose a load of fans in 1 year. It will take 20 years of other teams winning and us not winning for us to suddenly see a drop off in our support. And Ballman! And Ballman! He's giving it! He's giving it! He's giving it! It's a handball penalty to Madrid. He's look. He's going to go to VAR anyway, but I'm sure it's a penalty. I saw it from here. I saw it from the Midlands. Sure, it's a penalty. Cross comes in. Yeah, he heads it onto his own hand. Well, that's a penalty, surely. Yeah, they ain't going to turn that. They're not going to turn that around. He heads it onto his own hand. It's a clear penalty. His hand's outstretched. Benzema. Well, this Man City just can't get away, can they? They definitely deserve to be 4-2 up, 5-2 up. Some might even say 6-2 up. But every time they do it, Real Madrid find a way to get back into it. Benzema's got to score this goal. It's a golden opportunity with 10 minutes to go to get within a goal. This is a massive point in the season of Benzema, of Real Madrid, of the Champions League. Can he take the opportunity? He stares at the ball. He stares at the ref. He's still staring at the ref. He stares at the ball. And oh my word. Give this man the Ballon d'Or. He's just dinked it in with a little chip straight down the middle. Cool as you like. Cool as a cucumber. Ice, ice, baby. Cooler than a polar bear's toenail. It's 4-3 and it's game on again. I tell you what, I do think game of the season. I do. Because it's one of those games where it really... To be game of the season, it's got to have lots of things to it, and it's had so much to it. And the reality is, it could also have been, 7-3 to Man City. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely, Benenka. That was not a Penenka. It was a Benenka. Lovely to do that in that situation and dink it down the middle. That takes real class and confidence. Absolutely superb. Don't think about doing it, Bruno. So, we've got 7 minutes to go. It's 4-3. Man City and Pep will not believe it. They'll be like, how do you play against the Real Madrid defence that's played this bad and only effectively win the game 1-0? Because there are no away goals. This is not a good result for City, even though they've won, because the way they've played, they should be comfortably cruising with basically going to Spain for a little bit of an holiday. What a game. What a game. Will Ten Hag use the academy like Ethan Laird? This is legendary. I'm sure he will do, yeah. I'm sure he'll develop youth. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Hopefully we'll be doing all this again tomorrow with another classic, Villarreal against Liverpool, although Villarreal are not really a team that scores lots of goals and they like to play defensively. So maybe not, but it's at Anfield and they'll certainly be looking to overwhelm them, which is what Man City, give them credit. Man City have tried to overwhelm Real Madrid and win this game in the first leg, and they've put a lot of effort into it. And as I said, on another night, with how badly Real Madrid have defended, it could have been, no word of a lie, it could be 7-3 instead of 4-3. So to be in a situation where it's 4-3, but you wouldn't put it past Man City getting another goal here. Zinchenko, they've worked a corner, they've worked a routine here. Terrible by Vinicius Jr. What is he doing on the edge of his box? Oh my God. Diaz on the back post just misses it. Hi Mark, do you think no away goal rule has made teams open up more? Yes, Ray, I think it has, because basically there's no real advantage. Will this make City lose focus and Liverpool winning the Premier League, says DK? Well, no, I mean, I'm doing a watch-along of Newcastle against Liverpool on Saturday lunchtime. Remember, Liverpool are playing Wednesday night and then they've got to go to Newcastle on Saturday lunchtime. That's going to be a difficult game for Liverpool as well. Man City are pushing now. There's still 5 minutes to go. It's a delightful cross. How have they not... I mean, again, Real Madrid's defence is shit. Ancelotti has got to work on that defence for next week, because if I'm Pep Guardiola, I'm still thinking, well, Chelsea scored 3 in Spain. I'm going to score 3 in Spain. So, referee's had a good game, says she. Yeah, he has. But you know why he's had a good game? Because I barely noticed him. He's let it go. He's made the right decisions. I've not moaned about anything. Yeah, that's exactly when a referee should get a shout out. Well done to the ref in this game, says Lars. Yes, absolutely spot on. The fact that we've hardly noticed it, magnificent. I think Asensio's coming on now. Let it flow, let it flow. That's what he's done. He's let it flow. What a game. Do we think it's game of the season? Can you think of anything else? Jack says hell of a game. I don't. I think to do it in the Champions League semi-final as well. The occasion is a massive part of it as well. To do it on the biggest stage is one of the big points as well. I think it's been absolutely incredible, Mark. Absolutely fantastic. It's been the best thing I've seen at the Etihad since Take That did Greatest Hits. Rubbish. I'm losing my impression. It's been absolutely fantastic. Absolutely incredible. Who's winning the Champions League this year? Big fan as well, says Henry. I don't know. I still think Man City Liverpool final, but because I think that with what does Sean Dyche think? Well, I'll tell you this. Ancelotti needs the sack and I'm available. There's no way a Dyche defence is defending like that. I don't care if Real Madrid win this 5-4. That defence is getting a bag of gravel round the face. You've let yourselves down, lads. Basics. Oh, what a bit of skill there by Valverde. You sent Zinchenko back there. Lovely bit of skill. 2 minutes to go. Can Real Madrid hold out here? He's offside. If only United could run just 50% of this in game, says Druv. Foden and Jesus, eyebrows always in this position, says Stephen. Eddie Howe's done a very good job, Rice. I kind of want City to win because I don't think Real are good enough to beat Liverpool. It'll hurt no matter who wins the final, though, says Yazov. Yeah, it's just it's a different type of hurt, isn't it? I suppose. Into the 90th minute we go. What a game. Foden's hurt his ankle. I mean, one thing I would say is Real Madrid's defence has been absolutely abysmal. Don't think anybody can deny that. But don't forget, Man City have got Fernandinho playing at right back. And I don't think that if you had Kyle Walker, certainly the second goal wouldn't have happened. But then again, Fernandinho got a lovely assist, so maybe that cancels itself out. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's all if buts and maybes, isn't it, at the end of the day? Three minutes added on. You don't really get that long added on now. Real Madrid definitely sitting back now. Happy with the 4-3. I think, well, you're never happy to lose. You're never happy to lose, but you take it back to Spain next week and you look for something that's just, you know, one of those nights at the Real Madrid. Oh, I've got a pitch invader, I think, now, have we? Great. I mean, just what a prat. There's another one here. I don't get it. I actually just don't get these pitch invaders. Like, they run on, they sprint to the centre circle, and everyone just thinks, fucking hell, I've never seen that before. Bloody hell. Just waste of time. Waste of time. Apparently one of them was a kid. I didn't see that one, I just saw the other one. The camera wasn't on it. Well, where's his parents if a little kid's running on the pitch? Lock the parents up for bloody neglect. Can you do a Jim White impression for my birthday, says Aaron. Slow Sports News. Slow Sports News. Jim White, yellow tie. Audi driver. Where's the parents in all this? That's what I want to know. I can't do it. Can't do it. Slow Sports News. Jim White. Yellow tie. Audi drink. I can't do it. It's gone. Not going to try it. Come back tomorrow for that one. Sometimes you can't get the voice quite right. Anyway, 2 minutes gone here of stoppage time. It remains 4-3 to Man City. Yellow card to Nacho. I thought he was going to book Militao for being crap. Corner to City. Don't know how it can be 4-4, Tony, when it's a corner to City, but, you know, keep trying. Three minutes are up. I think the ref might be blowing up here. Well, it's been a fantastic game. I've absolutely loved it. Fair play to both teams. I don't know how it's ended up being 4-3, but it just shows you Real Madrid's tenacity in this year's Champions League to hang in there. You've got to just give them credit. What they can do at the Bernabeu, I don't know, because I think Man City won't be afraid to go and attack there as well, like Chelsea did. But the game is certainly open, and we will be back again tomorrow for Liverpool against Villarreal at Anfield, where I think we'll see more of the same. I think we'll definitely sit here a louder crowd, I would have thought, but we will see Liverpool try wave after attack to try and put the game to bed in the first half, in the first leg. can't do Darren Fletcher, D3R. He says, can you do a Darren Fletcher impression for my son? I don't know who you think you're watching. I can't do a Darren Fletcher. I've never done a Darren Fletcher. Can't do a Darren Fletcher. Yeah, and there it is, final whistle. What a game. What a game. Absolutely fantastic. I got to say, it was absolutely... It's about the structure. It's about the players. I look at Real Madrid's defence, and I don't know whether they'll be happy with that tonight. I don't know. But Ancelotti, he will want to get that back to the Bernabeu. Because it's about structure. Militao, Alaba, you know, what are they going to do in the second leg? I'm not that good at Carragher. It's sort of a different type of Carragher. But what a game. Absolutely fantastic. We'll be here to do it all again tomorrow night. Liverpool against Villarreal. Cannot wait for that. But that, for me, is game of the season. Absolutely magnificent. To do it in a Champions League semi-final, absolutely brilliant. Really, really good. Can't wait. What a game. Thanks everyone who's tuned in. I will see you tomorrow morning on the United Stand at 10 o'clock. We've got FIFA highlights on this screen if you want to, on this channel on the homepage, if you want to catch up. They went up this afternoon. And yeah, lots to look forward to. And we'll be back here on this channel tomorrow night for another one. Carricky, I think we could have got Man United playing like that. That's not... I'm not on it tonight. I'm not on that. Sunshine, Gary Neville. Come on, Phil. We're off down pub for a couple of Cokes. Coca-Colas. I've got to be up at 4. I'm on my run. Mad for it. Sunshine. Speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for watching.